I just wanted to highlight sort of how I'm processing this comment, because I wouldn't say I'm offended by it per se. Like, I've already done enough inner working on this subject and myself to know not to take such a comment to heart, and it's literally the internet, which is practically the Wild West. People have become so brave at sharing their absolutely unwarranted and disgusting opinions online. So I know this, and many other people who make themselves vulnerable on the internet also know this. This is so shocking to me because of all the videos I've ever done, and I've done channels before this one, all the sorts of range of interactions I've had in comment sections and beyond, I have never in my life had something written on underneath some of my content so horrible, ever. And this was the first comment I got about the video on this video. This was the very first thing that somebody had to say about my video. I was so shocked, I couldn't believe it. It made me think, this is exactly why I need to talk about this shit, because how is this a reaction that somebody is even able to have? This is the comment that I received. I couldn't believe it. It definitely stuck with me, considering making a whole video about it, it stuck with me. Not just because I've never received such a comment in all of my life, but also because it was this video on this topic that it even came up. The worst thing that ever happened to me, and somebody said that. But this is what happens when you make yourself vulnerable on the internet. You allow people to be able to see a very raw form of you and be able to, if your foundations aren't strong enough, they can tear you apart. And I can understand why, you know, when people see loads of hate comments or get death threats and things like that, why it affects them so much. Because on an outside perspective, you kind of think, oh, like, you can just ignore it. But I understand how that can affect you. But it can be dangerous to start being so vulnerable in this way, posting videos, anything personal to you especially, making that available to absolutely anyone online. If you're gonna do that, you should have like already taken the steps to feel secure in yourself, in your story, and being secure in the fact that there will be people who completely misunderstand you. Most people that you come across in your life are not going to understand you in the way that you want, and that's okay, because the only person who needs to understand you is you. You'll get misinterpreted and that will be used against you. You'll be misunderstood and it will hurt you. But you have to be so secure in yourself to be able to walk through that. And the reason why so many people aren't able to is because they haven't built up their self-esteem, their self-worth, their self-knowing as well. Because if you misunderstand yourself, then it's an even more complex issue. So when I saw that comment, I felt like I was ready to receive it. And I'm glad I received it so early, because I also, because obviously a few videos ago I was talking about how I had no subscribers. I now have 5. So thank you very much, you 5 beautiful people. I really appreciate that you saw this content. I was like, yes, I will see more. So I really appreciate it. Thank you. They make me so happy. But onto the video that I'm talking about even. It's been my most popular video by far already. Within a couple days it was already on 100 views, and I know it's a very like provoking title and everything, so it makes sense. But I got really excited when I saw how many views it got. But then I was hoping it would open like some really cool discussion, which I think it still has the ability to do. But now I understand that some people are gonna have some really inappropriate, immature, disgusting things to say about it. And I didn't expect it, because I thought like the consensus was that childhood sexual abuse and incestuous ones and whatever, people are always going to find that disgusting. When you post into a void, it's less scary because there's nobody watching you. But now that there are people starting to watch me, it's like, okay, I'm kind of opening Pandora's box a little bit here. But I feel ready for it. Like I said, I wouldn't be here right now if I hadn't done all the work in my own time over the last few years, working through my trauma, understanding the inner workings of myself, and developing a resilience, essentially. Obviously, constructive criticism, I'm very open to receiving, but that wasn't constructive. That was just disgusting. So I really hope that other people who also make themselves vulnerable online and they receive really disgusting comments like that, try and see it for what it is, which I know can be hard to understand, but try and see it as an unwell human being, because I only think unwell human beings do things such as that. On clearly a very, very sensitive topic that needs to be spoken about. And just because people are going to misunderstand me or going to say horrible things about the situation and me for some reason, that has nothing to do with me. They may be glad that it happened to me, but what does that change exactly? And what does that show about them? It shows nothing about me. And it doesn't show that I deserve it. But yeah, it was honestly just mind-blowing to me that someone would even say that. So yeah, that's all I have to say on the topic, really. I hope that somebody can take something good from it, because hate comments on the internet are not new. I've been insulted online before, but these are usually comment sections and such where people don't actually they're not actually targeting anything about you. They're just, you have a different opinion, so they don't like it. But this one felt like a bit closer, so I'm going to stay open to the very vast sorts of interactions I may have moving forward. What people say won't always matter. Yeah. Thanks for listening. This is more just like I need to get this out sort of thing. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having a blessed day, and see you around.